Hi everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan. And I'm coming to you a different day live because tomorrow's Thanksgiving and I had some projects already pre-planned. So I wanted to make sure that we got in some crafty fun before the holiday ensues. So we're going to be playing with the Ornamental Envelopes bundle. And it's got this great stamp set. Love the ornaments. Love that it comes with lines for your envelope. And then these are items that you could decorate your envelopes with. And then it also has these fantastic dies. And to be honest with you, hi Elizabeth. The main reason I bought them was for the dies because it does the envelope liners. It's got this great cutout. It also cuts out all the ornaments, things like that. So, way fun set to use. And I'm going to show you what we're going to make. I am going to switch it up a little bit and make it Christmassy. But this is what we are going to make. And it's a little... It says, life is better with you. I used the dies to cut the designer series paper. And then I just stamped "You're Just So Fabulous" on the back. But what it does is it holds some candy bars. So I thought it would be fun. Thanks for sharing, Elizabeth. I thought it would be fun to make for some older kids for Christmas, and then you could slip a gift card in there as well. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I wanted to make a few Christmassy ones. And I made this ribbon so that it just kind of slides on and off the box. I took it off camera, but so just like that. Okay, so today we're going to be using some of this, I believe it's the 'Tis the Season Designer Series paper. And then I have my candy bars. We're going to be using some of this Real Red braided linen trim. And then I also have some shaded spruce cardstock. So we are going to go ahead. Oh, and we're going to use Real Red Stampin' Ink as well. We're going to bring in our paper trimmer. And today I don't have the pieces pre-cut because I switched up what colors I wanted to do. So I thought we would cut it all together. So I need a piece that is 7 1/8 by 8 1/4. So I'm going to go 7 1/8. And then we'll do 8 1/4. Okay. I forgot to put this up on my screen so I could see your guys' comments. Let me do that really quick. I'm such a klutz. I am so sorry. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we have our cardstock that is 7 1/8 by 8 1/4. And then we're going to, on the 7 1/8 side, make sure that's the 7 1/8 side, we want to score it at 2 1/4. So I'm going to score it at 2 1/4, 2 5/8, three, 5 1/4. Whoops. 5 1/4. And then 6. And then on the 8 1/4 inch sides, we're just going to rotate it. We want to score it at 1. At 1 3/8. At 6 7/8. and it's 7 1/4. Okay. Then I need to cut 2 pieces. How big is this? Oh, perfect. That are 2 by 5 1/2. So let's cut this up. 5 1/2 and then 2. Okay. And then we want to score on the 2-inch side at 1/4 and 5/8. So at 1/4. You know what? I think I messed up on that measurement. Let's open this up. No. I think it was just supposed to be 1/4 on each end. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And then we need to cut our designer series paper. We need 1 piece that is, let's see here, 5 1/4 by 7/8. So let's go ahead and cut this at 5 1/4. And then a piece that's 7/8. And then I need 2 pieces that are cut at 2 1/8 by 5 1/4. And 1 piece that is cut at 1 1/4. We're going to have to get another piece of designer series paper. Let's see here. See if I have that same print. Okay. 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces cut. I'm going to remove my paper trimmer. I'm going to bring in my bone folder, and we are going to burnish all of our score lines here. Hi, Kathy. Okay, so there's those burnished lines, and then let's do the little 1/4 inch burnished marks on here. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of show you what we got going on here. So what we want to do is at the top where we have the 2 smaller score lines, we want to cut these 4 corners off, just like this. And you're doing that on both sides. Okay. Then what we want to do is we're going to cut up this middle section just like this on both sides. Leave that middle score line, and then you're going to cut that out. So I meant to go up to the, so you're going to go up 2 score lines and you're going to cut this out. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Go up 2 score lines. And cut out here. Okay, so now this is what it's looking like. So we need to, this is going to be our pocket right here. Okay. And then this will be our pocket for up here. So now what I want to do is I am going to you know what I did, you guys? I cut these middle sections wrong. So now I know what I did wrong. Let's recut those middle sections, and we'll just cut it out of designer series paper. So we want them at 2 by 2.5. Or sorry, 2 1/8 by 5 1/4. Let me make sure that that's right. I scored them on the wrong end is what I did. Actually, they're 5.5 inch. Okay. So let's just keep it at 6, and then we'll cut them at 2 1/8. Practice makes perfect, right? So I have 2 pieces that are 2 1/8 by 6 inches. I'm correcting my instructions as we speak. Sorry for my reach there, you guys. Okay. Then what we're going to do, I meant to keep my paper trimmer out. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to score it at 1/4 inch on each end, which is what I did originally. My piece wasn't cut big enough. So 1/4 inch. That's what I get for racing through my directions here. Okay, now we're good. So now let's burnish those ends. Okay, so now I'm still going to do a little bit of cutting here before we add our designer series paper. I just got to figure out how I want to go about doing that. And I think I have an idea. Okay, so we're going to bring in our Big Shot, or our cut and emboss machine. we want our number 1 plate, our number 2 plate, and our number 3 plate. Okay. And what we're going to do trying to make sure I have all my pieces here, is on these flaps that we just scored the end on, we're going to use our ornamental die set. And I'm using, let's see here. No, I think I want the second largest, or second smallest, sorry. Yeah. I want the second smallest envelope die, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it so it hangs off the bottom, but cut the top part, okay? And we're going to put that through with our plate on top. Let me actually use some Post-it tape because I saw it moving there. And I want to make sure it's nice and centered. Okay. So I'm going to put that through the Big Shot. And we're going to do the same thing let's make sure I've got this right here. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other piece. So I'm mixing up how I put this together originally so that we can get the die, and I wanted to use the dies. Okay, so there's that. And then I wanted to use the die cut out, that's the floral image. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one piece of Designer Series paper that is 7/8 by 5 1/4. I'm going to center this right into the middle of that. Whoops. And we're going to cut that. And I want to use this same die, and I'm going to do only one of the big pieces that were 2 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to do it towards the bottom on this one. Okay. So now I think we're good with our die cutting. So let's get that put away, and then we'll start assembling our project here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this to the front of my pocket here, but I want to cut off some of the flaps so that it's not so much flap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off, it looks like about a 1/2 inch right here on each side. And I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my paper snips and cut to that score line and cut it off. Instead of on my original one, let me show you guys. The reason I changed it up a little bit, I cut it at an angle, but I don't like how that looks. So we're making it prettier, and we're just cutting off a 1/2 inch there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this pocket. And I'm just cutting it straight across. And then let's do the same thing on this side. Okay, so now we're good to go. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put my candies in backwards on this one, or not backwards. But so that where it's like folds out like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna adhere down my envelope flap just on the sides. I'm going to put my glue just like this, and I'm going to put it all the way to the bottom. Making sure to form my box. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the top. Put some glue on, and I want to make sure that the edges stay even for the box. Just like that. Okay, so then we're going to fold our candy bars, or not fold, put our candy bars inside. And you have to kind of be careful with the flaps, because the flaps take up a lot of room here. Slide that in. And then we'll slide in the candy bar for the top. Just like that. Okay, so now you could decorate this if you wanted to with other designer series paper or what have you. Then I have my ornamental piece cut out for this piece, just like this. So I'm going to layer that on. Okay, then I have my die cut piece for right here. Uh-oh, I got glue kind of everywhere there. Okay. Now I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to adhere my designer series paper there to the front. And I'm going to change my ribbon color because I was going to use red, but that's too much red. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring in some shaded spruce ink, and I have a scrap here, right here. Okay. I need a block. And I need a different ribbon. I think I'm going to go with the gold. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my ornaments. And I'm only going to be doing part of them. See, so it's going to go off of my block. But that's okay. I'm going to pick that up. Oh, yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp off. Let's do this. I have a scrap here. Make sure that's nice and inked. Okay. We're going to stamp off of the paper. Just like that. Shut that up. Let me wipe this off really quick so I don't get ink everywhere. I know I've kind of already made a mess. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is oh, I didn't put that designer series paper on straight. Oh, I don't know if I could fix that. Let's see. Dang it. Oh boy, that was a mess. See, that's why I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, that was a hot mess, you guys. What I was gonna say was I'm going to switch it. So on this one, my sentiment was this way. I'm gonna make it go up and down. So I'm totally going rogue on my box here. Okay, so I'm going to go like this. Just like that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my gold twine. Oh, I forgot to put, hold on here. I forgot to put my designer series paper. Whoops. I thought I cut a piece of designer series paper for the top of this right here. Oh well, I guess I didn't. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna tie my gold thread around it like twice. It happens to all of us. Yeah, today, oh my goodness, that was kind of a disaster. But I fixed the directions and we're on the right track. Okay, there we go. Kind of wasted a little bit of that, but that's okay. So that's our project today, you guys. And then you should be able to slide this box on and off and get the candy bars out, just like we did with this one. So it depends on how you want to do those flaps. Watch my directions when I post my blog video and see if you want to have where they come in this way or where you cut it off with the envelope piece. Thank you, Elizabeth. Sorry, you guys, that was kind of a mess. But I hope you guys have a fabulous Thanksgiving, whether you're spending time Zooming or with family and friends or visiting somebody or whatever you're doing. I hope you have a very blessed day, and I will see you guys next week. Okay? So have a great night, and I will talk to you all later. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.